Welcome to Destination Unknown, a story about life, business, and our family travels as we connect with local communities, nature, and ourselves. Join our social networks and come explore with us. Welcome to Chapter 2 of Destination Unknown. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Matt.
And on today's chapter, we are going to share our journey, the first month, and all the challenges.
The first month from...
And all the fun.
Moving from the house into the trailer, and then trying to get onto this adventure. And
and everything that came with it.
Everything that came with it.
Yeah. So... last episode, we just kind of introduced ourselves and shared what we are doing and why we're doing it. So if you want to check that out, just so you can understand who we are and what's going on. So today, we are going to share...
Where do we even begin?
Where do we begin?
I think, honestly, So moving from our house into a trailer, first of all, everything got delayed when it came to even the clothing. Getting the clothing, receiving the clothing, it was massively delayed. We were supposed to get stuff in February, and then things literally didn't come in. Like our last bit of item didn't even come in till like a week.
A week before we left. And then
And then it was trying to figure out how to put all that stuff into a truck.
Hundreds of items of clothing. Hundreds.
Yeah.
So we're trying to pack and organize this house. And declutter, and then Matt just has thousands of items on the basement floor everywhere, and it was so overwhelming. And I was like, holy shit, how are we gonna get out of here on time? Like, this is bonkers. And it's funny because we had sold the house, and then because our oldest wanted to graduate grade 8, we stuck around. So we needed somewhere to stay for about 5 months. So we ended up finding a townhouse across the street from a brand new townhouse where we lived. And it's funny because the agent who was managing the townhouse calls me like, a week before we're about to leave. And he's like expecting us to be like, hey, we need this property for longer. And
we're pulling out. We're not going across. We're not going through.
We're not doing our adventure. And when I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're almost packed up. We're ready to go. His mind was like, oh, you're actually going through with this? Like, I guess because it's such an unreal adventure for some people to like wrap their heads around that whole, like, you're actually going
to drop everything
and be a full-time RV family. Like, I feel like it was just funny. But at one point I was like, are we really doing this? Like, this is...
Everybody thought we were insane.
This is fucking crazy.
Our family thought we were insane. Yeah,
so it was hard because not only did we have to organize and figure out what we were taking with us into this like small, less than 400 square, I don't even know how big our trailer is.
And never RVing, ever.
Never RV'd. Yeah, we've never
So
RV'd.
we don't even really, we're just guessing.
Yeah. So here we are trying to pack the RV with just the minimal amount of items that we could. And then, we have a storage unit because realistically you can't just sell everything.
Nor did we want to.
Nor did I want to, yeah. So it was just so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming. And we didn't really have much help from anyone. We moved on our own, you and I. Like, we literally did everything ourselves. Everything. We took some products.
Everybody was so busy at that moment.
People were just busy, and like, I'm not going to ask our like old parents to help us move. Well,
a lot of it took a while even to figure out.
Yeah.
Is this going? Is this not going? Is this going into storage? And then, me, I just go in and like, get rid of it.
Oh my God, you purge and it makes me crazy. I'm going to tell a story about one time Matt was on a purging binge, and I'm like, winter comes around, I'm like, where are my slippers? And he's like, I threw them away. You weren't wearing them. Well, it was summer. I'm not going to wear slippers in the summer. So, he's funny like that. But anyway, I'll never let you live that slipper throwing away down.
I guess not.
So that was really a really overwhelming time for us, but we made it happen.
Well,
however,
yeah, we did make it happen.
We did make it happen.
Well, we were at one park.
No, we made it happen because we got delayed. And the reason we got delayed was because literally June 30th, the last day that we are at the townhouse.
Kids are just finished school, at home, outside playing.
And then Olive falls. And she is like, I think I broke my wrist. I think I broke my wrist. I was like, are you joking? We're so overwhelmed already. And this kid, there's no way this kid broke her wrist. So she tells stories sometimes. And sometimes when you're hurt, you think you're more hurt than you are. So we were like, okay, just go to bed. I had this like hand wrap thing. I had hurt my hand a while back, and I saved this like hard kind of half cast. Luckily I did. We wrapped her hand in that. And then the next day when she woke up, she was bruised to shit. And that's when we were kind of like, yeah, this kid needs to see a doctor. So that was our last day actually, June 30th. That was the last day. Luckily we were in Welland, so we were living in Welland, which is Niagara region in Ontario. And you drove to Stony Creek, an hour away, 50 minutes away. To see her doctor. Luckily your mom helped us, because then you had to come back and we had to move. We had to be out of the house.
Yeah.
So Matt's, we had to be out of the house that day. Our kid needs x-rays. She's going to the doctors. They're telling her to go to Emerge. So Matt's mom, thank God for her, took this beautiful child of ours to all of her appointments. Not even appointments, just like show-ups and fix my kid. Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. So she ended up fracturing her 5th metacarpal. So they had to hard cast her or plaster cast or something.
Something like that.
And then they were like, we're supposed to be leaving the next day. Okay, this is our hit the road, July 1st, hit the road. And they're like, oh, you have to come back for a follow-up in 5 days. And we're like, we're not here.
We have no place to stay. We got to be out of the trailer park. We call it trailer park. We're like, look, can we stay longer?
They're like, nope.
Nope, we have people coming in. And so we're like, oh, dang. Now what? So like, we're just going to park at a Walmart?
Yeah, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We're like, ugh, there's just so much. And there was still so much left in the house.
Yeah.
I really do suck. I suck at packing.
Well, you put off.
Yeah. It's not that I put off. It's just I'm like, oh, it's not going to take that long.
Yeah.
And then, so we're literally packing as we're moving because I just suck at packing. Like, yeah, it's just a thing. Yeah. But anyway, so we were overwhelmed.
We ended up finding another spot.
We did.
For 5 days.
Yeah.
And it was actually a really nice spot.
Oh, it was great.
It was a great park.
It was
They were able to fit us in because someone actually canceled like
last
minute.
Yeah.
So we were able to find a park, which was great. It ended up giving us more time to set up and try to sort some things a little bit.
Thank God. Honestly.
Even using like the dump and learning all those things.
It was like, honestly, it sucked because our kid was hurt and like that must have been so hard for her. But for us, like mentally, that I needed those 5 days.
Thank goodness for parents. My mom took the kids for a couple days. Yeah. My dad took the kids swimming. They stayed in Stony Creek. Matt and I were able to unpack. Like, I couldn't imagine being on the road with all those boxes. We just had fucking boxes everywhere in the trailer. And I mean, this trailer is not big. We had stuff everywhere. But it's not big.
Like, just being able to unpack and find a place for everything, and then anything that we didn't need, we could then have taken to our storage unit. So, like, I mean, it worked out really, really good.
It did, at the cost of
of my poor baby. But honestly,
like, champ.
Any tip I have is to like give yourself way more time than you think you need, and like. Yeah, like don't move out of a house and then think you're going to hit the road the next day. Like that was very ambitious of us.
Well, that's because everything got delayed too. Like our trailer, like picking up the trailer and all that got delayed. Even picking up the trailer.
Fuck them.
Okay, so.
Oh my God, those guys made me stressed.
Yeah. And even you taking me on an road that was like a snake, and it was just hell. First time learning to drive this thing.
Yeah.
And you take me on the craziest road ever to try to turn around. And then so we get to our trailer park the first time.
So we pull out of the dealership, okay? They really don't tell you much.
Nothing.
They don't tell you what to bring. They don't tell you need chalk blocks. They don't tell you need anything. And as our first-time RVers, we don't know this stuff. Like, it's not common sense because I've never done it. So, like, you would think the dealership would set you up and get you all ready and set to go, right? They don't tell you shit. So we leave and we're driving. Matt's first time towing this mother. It is long as hell. And
apparently it's as long as a transport. And I've never driven anything that long.
Yeah.
Even driving the truck in itself the first time
was intimidating.
It's quite large. Just because it was big.
So
then you add a 37-foot trailer on top of that.
Yeah. So my friend lives in Vineland. Our trailer park was in Vineland, just up the hill kind of in Lincoln. And Jordan, wherever it was. And
regardless, we were heading up close to the trailer park. We had to turn this thing around to go back to pick up a piece of wood because I realized there's no way this trailer is going to come off the truck unless I got something to put under
we had
the jack.
No wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily my friend was building a deck. Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
And we were able to grab some wood from her. I called her and she's like, yeah, I have some wood. I'll leave it on my porch. So I'm like, Matt, you have to turn around.
We'll just turn around Falls.
We'll just go down Balls Falls. Okay, I've never been down this road before.
It's like a lane and a half, and this thing snakes. It goes across a bridge that has limited weight.
Oh, he was mad at me. I'm like, I don't know.
And then there's like turns where you're turning. I had to turn right, and it's like still like a lane and a half. But then this lane goes up the hill, so you're turning on this angle, and
oh yeah,
it was intense. So I learned how to drive it pretty darn quick.
Yeah,
we made it through. We survived.
20 minutes in the car.
Get to the park,
and it
downpours,
pissing.
And we have to pick the kids up in 20 minutes from school, and I can't. And doesn't this jack? It's not high enough.
The wood
wasn't high enough, and it's just downpouring on me.
Oh,
I have footage of that. I think I'll show the footage.
Like soaking wet.
My buddy talked to me after he saw the footage, and he's like, "Man, I have never seen you so miserable in my life."
Yeah, it was like, it was definitely just another challenge. So we ended up scoping out someone's campsite, and they had a beautiful piece of wood that we borrowed and never returned. Thank you.
Yeah, I did put some other wood there to try to replace it, but it happened to work out that there was something and nobody was around. So, I felt bad for doing it, but I just had no other options.
We had no other option. So.
And it wasn't a good piece of wood. It was.
No, it was good for our use.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked for us.
And it's still working, actually.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was another challenge. And then
So now fast forward, we're at this new park. We're getting ready to leave. Our daughter has a broken hand, and now it's what date? July 5th.
So we were 5 days behind schedule. We're scheduled to go to Calgary.
We're supposed to be in Calgary for July 1st.
July 4th, we were supposed to be in Calgary.
July 4th, right.
So here we are, 5 days behind already. We're paying for a trailer park that we're not there at, so we're paying for nothing. So we're like, okay, we're going to motor along, long drive, long travel days.
12-hour drives, 15-hour drives.
Hauling a trailer we've never hauled before. Again, being very ambitious with our adventure.
Not even realizing what Northern Ontario's like.
Which again is like windy AF, like
and
so
through mountains
windy
and stuff, which was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm never driving this trailer. Like, this is way too long for me. Are you crazy? And then, but our drive days were long, and I'm looking at Matt, and I'm like, this guy's like zoning out. Like, we're gonna have to switch.
Yeah.
So I hopped behind the wheel. Oh. I did it. I think I did pretty damn good too.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, he slept. Like, I'm sorry, I've never towed a trailer before, and you're just gonna sleep and leave me like winding through Northern Ontario roads? Like,
That's how you learn. You learn the hard way.
Oh,
like how you
shit.
taught me driving through Balls Falls.
Yeah.
And then like how I taught you stick.
Yeah.
Remember when I taught you stick?
You took me to Toronto.
Took you
You're
to
like, if you're
Toronto,
gonna learn
stop and go
stick,
traffic.
Stop and go.
This is how you're going to learn stick. And if it stalls, let people freak out. You just got to keep calm and start it up and try it again.
Yeah. So, okay. So now we're in Northern Ontario, Thunder Bay area. We're staying at a Harvest Host.
In the middle of nowhere.
Oh my God, and that drive was freaking crazy. It was so foggy. I couldn't see 5 feet in front of me. And Matt's like, we should probably just pull over. I'm like, I am getting to where we need to be. I don't know where I am. It is dark as heck. We're just going to get there.
You couldn't see 5 feet in front of you.
You could see nothing.
And then it's up and down and turn left and right. And
we're
we were driving like 40.
Oh yeah. And we're towing the trailer and the kids are sleeping. And like, you're just like on edge because you can't see.
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking.
It was very nerve-wracking. So we get to our Harvest Host. The mosquitoes are in abundance.
Get the thing set up.
Get it set up. Like, we didn't set up the whole trailer because we're like departing right away in the morning. So we just pulled out the one slide. The kids slept. Did they sleep in their beds that night?
Yeah, we pulled everything out.
Oh, okay. We did pull everything out.
Everyone slept in their bed. We got pretty decent sleep for what it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice sleep.
And then in the morning, we go to
pack everything
up. And our main slide, the one that is in the kitchen,
not moving.
Not going anywhere.
Not moving.
Motors are running, not going anywhere.
Happening. We're like, are you effing joking?
Barely any
day
reception.
2. Road on day 2. We're on the road for 2. This is our second day
Literally
on the road.
in the middle of nowhere.
Thunder Bay.
At this little variety store. I don't even know what it was.
Whatever variety store. It wasn't a co-op,
no,
but it was called.
It was a shit in a hole variety store. That's what it was.
Well, it was good. The people were fabulous.
Oh yeah, the people
The hosts were lovely. But anyway, so we called our manufacturer.
Finally get through the manufacturer. Talk about some hand crank thing, and I know if people know RVs, they're going to say, oh, you just do this hand crank thing,
that didn't work either.
But that didn't work. And so literally he's like, what are the chances you have a pipe wrench? Thank goodness I brought a pipe wrench.
Ladies, gentlemen, marry handy.
Or bring a pipe wrench.
Very handy. Like, thank God Matt is handy. Honestly, like, you've pulled us out of some pretty crazy binds, like, with your handiwork. So.
But anyways, he's like, there's this bar running across underneath
the
slide, and if you can crank this in by hand with a pipe wrench, then at least you can get on the road.
So we did that.
We were able to do that.
And then Olive, not to mention she's got a broken hand. She's frazzled about it. Is she not sick? Remember, she puked before we left.
Oh yeah, she's all sick and puking.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, good grief. This is crazy. And like, we're doing our best, but our nerves are high. Like,
oh, it's just insanely stressful.
Like, it was so stressful.
Still not even knowing how the RV and everything works.
No, and then the kids we're dealing with their emotions of like uprooting them and leaving everything.
Leaving their friends.
And we're trying to just stay calm. We don't know, like, it was tough. And then I'm trying to keep my nerves and like not explode on the kids. And it just...
Everything was high and intense.
It was high.
So needless to say, we found a hotel to kind of just...
Where were we?
Press pause.
Brandon,
Manitoba.
We were like, screw this, because Matt's like, I'm not hand cranking this thing out again. Like...
Plus, we're also trying to get to Calgary in 4 days.
Yeah.
Our plan
so we just stayed at an inn there in Brandon, which was nice. We had some breakfast. Then... the internet goes down. That was that time when all of Canada, nationwide, no internet.
Oh, yeah.
No Interact. Sorry, no Interact.
No debit.
No debit. No credit. Thank God we had cash in wallet, because that would have, if we didn't have, we need gas like every 2 hours.
Yeah.
We would have been delayed again.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we had some cash on us. Lesson: always have cash. Always carry cash. Cash is king.
And I think that's pretty much where we can end it for now, because we are kind of wrapping up.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to Calgary yet.
And we haven't even gotten to Calgary, so maybe we'll carry this on.
Yeah, so it's been it was a crazy adventure, really, to get to where we needed to be.
Yeah.
But look where we are now. if you are not tuning in via video,
on YouTube,
we are in Banff National Park, and this is our beautiful backdrop for you to enjoy. I'm sorry, I don't know what mountain that is. Do you know what mountain that is?
No, I haven't even gotten the chance to
even know.
really look around. Fully look around.
But yeah, so that was pretty tough. But we are here and feeling way better about where we're at now.
Yeah.
The next chapter is going to be a little bit more fun. We'll share our journey in Calgary and how that was. We went to the Calgary Stampede. We went to the West Edmonton Mall. So we can talk about the fun that we started to have after all that chaos.
And then even more challenges that came after that.
Oh, yeah.
But always.
Ebbs and flows, baby.
Okay. Well, we'll check you guys on the next chapter.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.